Good afternoon, my name is Yusuf and you are watching my news channel. This is a quick video to highlight the current Polar Vortex Split, which is ongoing. So what is really happening? This is over here, the 10 millibar section. We have a split of the Polar Vortex, which is here over the Scandinavian countries currently at the 10 millibar section. And we have a second cluster that formed over the United States. If I go to the 70 millibars, this becomes more visible. We can clearly see over here the initial polar vortex, and we can see another one that formed because of a warming event or what they call a sudden stratospheric warming, but I have my doubts. I think it's actually the opposite. I think the split caused the warming event. Let's take a look at the event itself. So here, of course, it's debatable. We can say, is it the warming event that caused the polar vortex to split, or is it the other way around? I think it's the other way around, and I will tell why. Because it's mostly concentrated over the 5 to 10 millibar section, and typically, I will show it over here, when we have a sudden stratospheric warming that causes the split, you would see over here a spectacular rise in temperature because it would start at the 1 millibar. When we look over here at the global cross-section of the atmosphere, it actually starts more or less in the 5 to 10 millibar cross-section. So I think it's more the effect rather than the cause, but this is not really important. We have an ongoing polar vortex split, and this will undoubtedly have weather effects, which I will discuss in a moment. So as we see over here, again, the 10 millibar section, we see that this warming event truly kicks in at 10 millibars. It is still present. We can see it at 50 millibars, and over the course of the following weeks, we will see it develop over 100 millibars, etc., because it goes downward. So this warming event will reach at some point the surface, will have a more pronounced effect on the surface, and I think at the height of its effect will be around, let's say, I think it takes like 6 weeks to kick in. So now we are almost mid-March. Let's say from the middle to the end of April, you will start to see the full brunt of the effects of this warming event at the surface level. So let's take a look at the weather map and see. For now, this is not really present. I cannot say that this is already affecting the surface because it isn't. But what is there to expect? Let me go back to the 250 millibars. This is already kind of visible. I see here the start of a blocking event. This will undoubtedly cause warming over Central Europe towards Russia and a cooling effect over Western Europe. What we also will see over in the United States, especially because there's a cluster of the second cluster of the polar vortex over Canada, is that the cold air over the Arctic is not going to be contained anymore in the Arctic. We will have a spillover effect. The amplitude will increase of the jet stream. You will see more extreme patterns of the jet stream reaching all the way to the Arctic and then coming back forwards to the mid latitudes. This will cause bigger pressure patterns, like bigger higher pressure systems, which tend to last, which tends to be blocked, and then you will have over those regions warmer weather with less rainfall, with more risks of forest fires, and then you will also have places where low pressure systems will be going, more in the form of storms and hurricanes and stuff like that. And this is going to be visible mostly over Western Europe and the Atlantic and the east coast of the United States. And also, of course, cold waves in the United States, which will be pronounced and reach all the way almost to the tropical regions. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting spring season with cold temperatures in some places, warm temperatures which will persist in others. The hydrological cycle will be disrupted. We will see places which will be flooded, others that will have no rain or very little, at least. So yeah, we can expect extreme weather in the in the coming weeks, especially after 6 weeks or so, when the effects are at their fullest. So this will be around the end of April, the beginning of May. I certainly hope that I'm wrong, but the evidence is clearly present. It's undeniable, and this I haven't showed. On top of this, we are starting to see a negative Arctic phase, and this is an indication that the cold of the Arctic is not going to be confined in the Arctic. It will spill over to the mid-latitudes at some point because it's starting to get negative. It's not extremely negative, just a little bit, but this is an indication that this trend might develop into something like this in February, or even worse. So we'll have to see whether or not this will develop further into a pronounced negative phase. But the evidence suggests that within a few weeks, when it reaches the surface, we will definitely see something like this, where we will reach a -5 or even -6 on the Arctic Oscillation Index. Let's hope this is not the case and that I'm wrong, of course, because I'm not very keen on experiencing a very cold spring season here in Belgium, because I really don't like the cold and the rain. But it is nonetheless interesting to already know in which direction we are heading. Thanks for watching this video, and I guess we'll be seeing each other next time. Bye bye.